So I had the best meeting. Y'all, when you just show up as yourself, when you just trust that you have all the capabilities in the world to do whatever it is that you put your mind to, you just have to show up. I'm at about a 23 to 32%. Starting off a little rocky, but let me tell you, because I'm really inside at 120. I am mindful and I am positive and I am trusting God. Welcome back to a new episode of Mindset Monday. My name is Bridget Rooks and I'm recording live in the Creative Vibe Studios. Listen, if you've been following along, you know that this is week 4 of the Better Me Challenge, and I can't think of a better topic to talk about during this challenge than nurturing your well-being and trusting God. Listen, it's tough, but we got to do it. Hey guys. So I'm at my sister's house this week. Yay! Listen, I am the luckiest girl because I can just get up and go whenever I need to and be wherever I want to be. It's crazy, right? So why am I overthinking this, right? Do you ever get to the point where you're just like so used to and accustomed to a specific type of lifestyle, or you feel like you don't have what other people have because you have something different? This Better Me Challenge has helped me to realize that I'm right where I need to be. And I'm hoping that you are trying to be the better version of you. This is what I keep looking at. Look at this view. It's amazing. So I just sit here and enjoy and be in awe because it's such a blessing and such a gift. But Better Me Challenge and learning to accept where you are in the process. So we just finished, I, and if you are joining me, then we celebrate you as well. Just finished week 4, right? Or wherever you are, you just finished the last week. And I hope that you are gaining so much clarity and so much insight about your life, about yourself, and you're ready for week 5, okay? So 75 days is what I'm doing, 75-day challenge. So I won't be finished with this challenge until August, but I'm super excited because the first 4 weeks have just been so mind-blowing, just ultimate change. So I've been doing my morning routine where it's shifted from just being in my head and being really like still to being active. So I still get up at 5 o'clock. And what's crazy is that I have been waking up at 4 a.m. or 4:30, like, ding, I'm up. So I've been spending that time. If I do wake up that early before my alarm goes off, if I wake up that early, I've been spending that time just giving gratitude and being in a space of thankfulness because I woke up, of course, number 1. And number 2, being able to have another day to push myself, to be better, to be great, to do all the things that I was born to do, and just be grateful in that moment of all the things that I'm able to do. So I hope that if you wake up early, maybe you'll start spending a little 5 to 10 minutes, not thinking, oh, let me go back to sleep because I don't want to get up yet, but thinking about how grateful you are for just the little things, right? So this past week was week 4, and the first 1, 2, 3 weeks were an adjustment, right? Just a mindset shift, getting into a routine, dealing with life and trying to balance all of those, priorities and getting into a groove. It takes me some time to get into a groove, especially if I'm moving from a space to a new space, and I like for things to have order. Imagine that. But anyway, the last week, I really was thinking and praying about change and made a list of the things that I want to obtain this year, right? So if you've been following me, you know that I moved to Tampa 2 years ago. I put my stuff in storage because I was just moving into an apartment with my brother and sister-in-law, and who I miss very much, but I'm going to see them next week, so yay. And moved back to Alabama with my parents, so that means my things, all my things that I keep talking about, are still in storage, and I'm paying an arm and a leg for storage, which is driving me crazy. So there's that. I'm like, how can I save money? Oh, maybe you don't need all that stuff that's in storage, right? Like, what can you do to simplify that bill if you're not prepared to move? Okay. So being an entrepreneur, it's not as easy to just go and get an apartment and, sign off on all the things because you don't have a paycheck and they want your taxes and they want all these things. And it's an up and down every month battle just to make enough money, right? So I decided I wasn't going to put that burden on myself to be stressed out about where am I going to live? What am I going to do? And how am I going to get my things out of storage? So I prayed a lot about it, and a solution came to me because I know that I want to be here in Birmingham. How can I make this happen? So I have a whole business that offers services of graphic design, web design, social media management, and I'm a wonderful project manager. So I'm not certified, but I do know how to lead a team and to manage a team and to manage a project. So that's what I do all day with my clients. So I decided to take a leap of faith and apply for some jobs. Like legit jobs that I've always been like, I'm never going to take a job. But here's the way that God works. Sometimes since I am a company, and it's just me, one employee, and I don't have a whole bunch of people, but on paper, I have a business that provides these services, even though I'm the person that's doing all the work, right? I can apply for jobs, and even if it's a part-time or if it's a contract, these jobs are available online. So I always thought that I would have to settle and go back on my word and start working in the store again, for other people and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't want to do that. So I decided, if you want to get your own place, you want to live in Birmingham, you want to have these, downtown apartment or, a nice living space and get back to your independence and, get your life going again, you have to take sacrifice to get what you want. And I decided to just apply. I went on Indeed and LinkedIn and all the places and applied for some jobs. So you guys wish me luck. Okay, so don't be mad at me for interrupting that very special, important moment, but we'll get right back to that. I wanted to really take a moment to make sure that you have some tools to help you if you're feeling the same way as I am. Like if you're in a space where you need to change, you've got to pull in the reins, you got to take ownership and be accountable for yourself. I've got 3 things that I really want you to focus on this week. If you're starting the challenge, if you're already here trying to be a better version of yourself, this is what you're going to do. So these are 3 short tips that will help you avoid burnout while cultivating trust in God. Okay, so I hope I didn't lose you by making this all about Jesus, but it is. The first thing I want you to do is surrender control. The moment that I said, you know what, I'm not in control, I'm going to trust you, things have started to change. And my thought process, just a weight has been lifted, and I feel really good about whatever's to come. So I want you to surrender control. And one of the main causes of burnout is trying to control every aspect of your life and its outcomes. Let me tell you, I am the queen of control. Listen, if you could see, I'm getting better, but I've got all my notebooks. I've got my planner for the week. I need to know what I'm doing, what needs to be done so that I can hold myself accountable. But do we always do that when it's things that we know we as human beings cannot control? And that means that we have to be ready to give those things over to God. And I'm hoping that this Better Me Challenge will help you avoid burnout by letting go. It's helped me so much. So that is my wish and prayer for you guys, is to be able to do that. So the first thing is surrender control. The second thing is pray. Guys, I don't know. I always feel like I don't know if I'm praying right. I don't think there's a really wrong way. You just have to find your groove, your conversation, and your way to connect with God and figure out what feels good so that and you feel confident that the responses that you get, when you hear them, you'll know, oh, look at God. You know what I'm saying? It's like an immediate voice or a response or something will just click and you'll have your answer. And I want you to know that by having a spiritual way to nourish your body through just praying and through giving back and just like being grateful. Like the smallest thing of just being grateful and saying thank you because I couldn't do it without you is huge. So just pray, guys. Pray, 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 pray. Did I say pray? You're going to pray. All right. The third thing, this is super easy. This is the last one. And I want you to embrace gratitude, right? Cultivating an attitude of gratitude can help shift your focus from the challenges and the stresses to the blessings and opportunities around you. Let me tell you, you're going to see when we go back, when I cut you back in, how things have turned around when I just said, okay, stop being stubborn, stop trying to control everything. I'm grateful for all of these things because it got me here. But what's next? And how can I be patient? How can I wait? And how can I be faithful to know that it's going to all work out? You don't know, right? It's just gonna have to see what happens. Because if you're doing what you need to do and you're waiting and you are giving gratitude and you are letting the reins, like letting go, like Jesus take the wheel, right? We say, Jesus take the wheel. And you just have to be prepared for the doors that are going to open, because it might not be the door you thought was going to be opening. You might not be going the direction down the path that you see as your visual guidance of where you think you should be. And it could take you down a whole new turn that will open up so many things and avenues for you to build personally, build your career, to build with your family, to meet somebody special, like just to grow in life in general. So I just had to jump in and let you guys know those three things have really helped me. And we're going to avoid burnout this time, right? It's something that happens fairly often, especially if you are an entrepreneur or if you work really hard and you are dedicated to doing all the things. You can get burnt out, and we want to avoid that. So knowing that burnout is coming, you can avoid it by doing these three things to just cultivate a really ability to trust in God. And you can do it. Let's get back to the message. Taking a leap of faith again to go back into the wonderful world of working for someone else and finding a job as an entrepreneur. But I've decided that if I'm still doing and providing the same services that I would do as a client, as a customer or client, why do I have to be so stuck on words, right? Why do I have to be worried about it being a job? It is a job. And if I get the right job, fingers crossed, saying prayers, already claiming it, it could change so much. So I'm just adding this little clip right now because I am full of anxiety today, trying not to overthink, overvisualize, and just become where I'm enabled to do anything. And it's all for good reason. So I'm working on really being positive and letting go right in this minute, right in this moment, because I don't know what's going to happen next, right? All I can do is trust God and be present and be myself and show up with my whole self. So that's what I'm going to do. What I do want to encourage you to trust your instinct, to always have faith, and to never, ever, ever feed into 100%, feed into the anxious feelings of worry, doubt, and fear, right? I'm at about a 23 to 32% of compressing it down because I'm really inside at 120. But I'm doing really good. So I am mindful and I am positive and I am trusting God. So I'm going to be the example today of how to just do that. So here we go. And you just never know when you decide to change your mind in order to do something different or think a different way. Doors open, windows open. Everything is it's a different perspective. And you're able to really take charge of some things that you wouldn't be able to because of your thinking. So I had the best meeting. It started off a little rocky, but let me tell you, y'all, when you just show up as yourself, when you just trust that you have all the capabilities in the world to do whatever it is that you put your mind to, you just have to show up and give God thanks, right? So without saying too much more, I just wanted to get on after this meeting because I was so anxious, and I sat there and I waited and I waited. Then I got a phone call and I was like, oh no. Started thinking all the things. Technology, right? Technology. So don't give up just because something technical is happening, right? Stay positive, stay focused, and you just never know what could happen from a little technology error. And it's on Mindset Monday. So it's all about how do we change our thinking? How do we change our goals and habits and routines in order to really, I'm sorry, I keep looking. Guys, how could you not? I just can't help it. But I am really just grateful for the ability to be still, to listen to God and follow his lead and not base everything off about what I want to do and how can I do it, and trying to wonder if someone else, like making a call, can you talk to so-and-so? Can you get the hookup? I just want it to be God's will, right? I just want what I'm doing and the decisions I'm making to be leading me in the direction that I need to go for the betterment of my good, and so that I can be in position to do great things. So last week, I don't know, I want to say something, but I don't want to say it. So last week, and you guys will have to wait till next Monday to find out anyway, so I'm just going to give you a little sneak peek. I had an interview that went really, really well. And after I got off the call, I was really excited about the possibilities and thinking forward about the risks that we have to take in order to make change in our life. It's scary, right? The work that has to be done, it's a lot, right? And trying to manage a job and run my business is going to be challenging, but I'm up for a challenge. And I'm hoping that as you go through this Better Me challenge and make a better you, that you will take some risk and work a little bit harder if you have to get the results that you want, right? So if you're trying to lose some weight, if you're trying to learn a new diet, vegetarian or vegan, or doing something that's totally different from what you're used to doing and it's hard, take a risk. Be up for the challenge, because life is too short to shoulda, coulda, woulda, and wake up and think that years have passed, right? I always think about this because I spent a lot of time being heartbroken and worrying about why, right? All the things you do when you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. And instead of, I mean, I could have done the opposite and just been out running the streets, but that's just not me. So I spent that time quarantined, working on my business. So I have a lot of really good results from this time, especially mindset growth, wisdom growth. You see all these gray hairs, and I'm trying to, yeah, they popping, but it's okay because change is good. And when I tell you what's about to happen, it's going to be so exciting, and I cannot wait for the moment to share this with you guys. Either way, right? So I've done a lot of praying to say, Lord, if this is your will, guide me. If it's not, let this be good practice for thinking outside the box and for becoming open to changes and challenges, where before I might say, I'm not doing that, right? And put your foot down and be stubborn. I'm in a really happy place where I'm willing to do that scary thing, or at least try, put myself out there, and whatever that result is, that's what it is. And I can't wait to share. Either way, if it's really, really good, going positive and change is happening, or if it's really, really good and I did a scary thing and I changed my mindset, we're all going to celebrate together. So week 4 was amazing. We are ready for week 5. I hope that you are. Look, I am sitting here enjoying this. It's going to be a great week. So get out there, do everything you can to be the best version of yourself. Be a better you. I'm going to be a better me. And we're all going to get out there and go be great. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to remind you that it's all about taking action. So comment below what you're going to do this week to challenge yourself. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next week.